Hello, this is Smitty. Welcome to my 2019 collecting goals. Now, 2018 was a very unique year with me getting married and all, but there's nothing quite planned for me this year besides a couple small family trips that we have in the summer. So this year, if I wanted to, I can start spending more of my personal money into collecting. My goal is not to, though, because I do love the fact that I'm able to buy games or buy lots of games and make my money back and add to the collection still. So, with that being said, I have some pretty big and different goals for 2019. One of my big goals is that I've gotten really big into arcades recently. I really have a desire to add more arcades to the collection. Now, I don't want to add every arcade. I'm building in a bar top arcade right now, and I might be purchasing another arcade in the near future. But my main one I really want to get in 2019 is a Blast City arcade cabinet that will have a Pandora's box into it. The reason why I'll have a Pandora box is because I want to have it able to switch from game to game. But the Blast City arcades are really cool because you're able to sit down at them, but they are Japanese style. If you've never seen them before, I'll show something here, but it's definitely something that over the last few years I've wanted, and they're not too expensive, so hopefully I'm going to be able to buy one in the near future. A couple things for the game room and the house. One thing for the game room and the house specifically is that I want to get a JFJ disc resurfacer because collecting games, selling games, I want to make sure that the disc-based games are in the best shape possible, as well as getting security cameras for my house because I do have a lot of expensive stuff in here. I do have certain things around here that are for security purposes, but I want a couple more things, especially to build onto the future when I move into a bigger house. One of the big things I want, even though I've never truly got into it when it first came out, is a Neo Geo. I don't necessarily need the original. I mainly want the gold that came out. I believe it was 3 or 4 years ago. The gold with the handheld that you can dock it and play it on the big screen. And I also want the mini. I've heard really bad reviews of the mini, but it does still look cool to me. So that's one of the reasons why I want it. And honestly, it's a collector's piece. With me having a lot of mini arcades, I think it would really be cool to have it, as well as be able to play games, get controllers, and play it on the TV if I need to, if I don't have the gold by then. Of course, one of the big things is to continue getting free consoles and games. That's definitely always going to be a big goal of mine, is to continually add to the collection. And my wife has basically made me not sell anything unless it's an extra, or basically if it's extra, I'm able to sell it. She will not let me sell new consoles and stuff like that. Definitely want to add new consoles and new games. I definitely want to add more to the Xbox collection. So yeah. Some of my long shot goals, which are extremely unlikely that I'll be able to get this year. One is definitely the original Xbox kiosk. It's definitely something I've wanted for a very long time. One finally popped up in my local area for an extremely great price, and it was snagged within minutes. I was the second person to message them, and it sold immediately. Frustrating as heck. Time Crisis. Honestly, one of the big arcades I want in my house is Time Crisis or House of the Dead. More specifically, Time Crisis, but I will do House of the Dead too. Me and my wife love shooter games, and my friends love the shooter games as well. So that will be a fun recreational game. That's one of the things I love about my game room and stuff is the recreational usage of this. My daughter loves these games. If I have any more kids, I'm assuming they're going to love these games too. My wife's not the biggest gamer, but she loves the idea of me collecting this stuff, so she supports it 100%. One of the more outrageous things that would be sweet to have, there's probably zero to no chance of it happening, is a skee ball machine. I found one on Facebook Marketplace a year ago. Long story short, about 6 months ago, it was before we got married, so about 6 months ago or so, I found one on Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, no, she's not gonna want me to buy this. It was only like 150 or 200 bucks, and I told my wife about it, and she was pissed I did not message them, because that's something me and her play that when we go to arcades too. Is a skee ball. So I tried to message them. It sold. It was a little frustrating. She was like, if you see something, see a skee ball for a decent price, get it. Oh, and along those lines is a bar style dartboard. We love darts at this house. My in-laws love them. It's something that my in-laws and we get along and do together. So that will be pretty sweet. But that's, again, another long shot goal. My main real goal is to just continually add to the collection. If I can get like the Neo Geo and stuff, that's more realistic, because flipping stuff that I don't need, or flipping stuff that I buy in lots and making money off of it and then putting that money to the side, that's more realistic. The disc resurfacer, that's 100 or like 150 bucks, that's realistic. Now, yeah, the Time Crisis, if you want a decent one, those go for $1,000+ easy. So those are not as realistic. But I have some lofty goals. Hopefully by the end of the year, when we do a recap, we can see how close I got on this. But the game room tour is coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Until next time, this is Dr. Smitty. Make sure you guys get your game on. Deuces.